Thank you, Minister. And Minister, I'd like to ask, would you provide an update on measures to make childcare more affordable and sustainable? Thank you very much.
Thanks. A breathless Deputy. Thank you.
I know.
Thanks very much, and I propose to take Parliamentary Question 14 from Deputy Kearns and Parliamentary Question 15 together. Significant investment is being made by my department to support parents with the costs of early learning and childcare. The National Childcare Scheme is currently supporting thousands of families to offset their costs, and a recent review of the NCS showed that 38% of families had more than half of their early learning and childcare costs covered by the NCS. 56% of families had more money to spend due to the scheme, and 28% of families were working more because of the NCS, with 8% reporting that they would not be in work at all without it. And I recognise that the burden on some families remains high, and we will need to do more to ensure affordability and sustainability. I outlined earlier on the package of measures we are bringing forward in terms of core funding, 221 million in a full year to support early learning and care and school-age childcare services. And this will have a primary impact in terms of affordability, because the payment of this additional money is linked to the commitment to a fee freeze by childcare providers, and that will immediately bring about some degree of certainty for parents. In Budget 2022, we've also extended the universal NCS subsidies for children for all ages up to 15. So previously the universal subsidy only applied up to the age of 3. Now it applies up to the age of 15, and that's going to benefit, we think, about 40,000 children in the course of a full year. And since August 2020, early learning services, as we know, have been able to access the employment wage subsidy scheme, and that has allowed many of them to not increase their fees. And we've seen in the year 2020 and 2021, the previous very high increases in childcare fees weren't manifest. But I think it is important that we do recognise that more money needs to be invested in the NCS, the National Childcare Scheme, and all three parties in government are committed to doing that, and I hope to be able to begin that process in Budget 23.
Deputy Murnane-O'Connor.
Thank you, Minister. And Minister, I hear regularly from constituents who raise issues around affordability and availability of childcare. And look, it's an issue that is becoming more pressing now. Like when we welcome so many young children to Ireland from Ukraine, we have to provide for them too. So it is important that we address affordability here. Many more childcare workers tell me about how they want to have an opportunity to stay working and to progress within a sector as valued employees. And I want to ask you, in the Partnership for the Public Good, the report of the expert group on a new funding model for early learning care and the school-age childcare issues, such as the core funding, the tackling the disadvantaged, affordability measures, fee management and the role of the state were addressed. What steps are we taking to make childcare more affordable? And Minister, I know myself, people are contacting me regularly. I had a lady in my office the other day and she had her second baby, and she said to me, Jennifer, I'm actually thinking of giving up work. I cannot afford childcare. It's actually more expensive now than my mortgage. That's a worry, Minister. Thank you.
A wide range of questions there, Deputy, that I probably won't be able to address comprehensively in 1 minute. But what I would say is that the core funding this year is there to ensure, as you made the point about childcare workers who aren't getting adequately paid, and that's to support them. It's also to support the sustainability of services, so those that are open, the 4,500 that are open, remain open, and that there's encouragement there for new services to open. It also begins advancing that affordability element by ensuring that fees aren't raised in the 2022-2023 academic year. But you are right, creche fees are still too high, even when they're capped for that 1 year, and that's why my focus and government's focus for Budget 2023 is on the NCS, the National Childcare Scheme. That's the direct subvention that parents got. We've broadened that out this year by making it available up to the age of 15, but we do need to put significant more money into the NCS, and I do believe all government parties share a commitment to do that.
And I do know, Minister, that you are totally committed, and I know Minister Anne Rabbitte before was spokesperson on children as well, and I know the commitment there as well. So I just feel, you know, it is important that parents understand how committed we are, or that you are as the Minister, and that communication to all the different agencies is key here. And I think that's so important, and that no mother would ever come in and to an office, any office, or TD or Senator's office, and say, I actually might have to give up work because I cannot afford childcare. And, you know, then we have such excellent workers within the childcare sector. We're so lucky, and they're just so good at what they do. So I just think overall, Minister, it is important that we do our best to support them. And I just want to ask you one question. The expert group, what role do they continue to play? Are they going to be in an advisory role, or can you tell me what is the next status and the next steps of that group, please? Thank you very much.
In terms of the group, that has been stood down now, and it's now my department to implement.